Hello and welcome back again to another episode of Astroprinter. Today we want to talk a little bit about supports. Some areas that knowing your printer, what you can do with regards to overhangs and so on, you don't always need supports. And there's different ways of addressing this. You can either change the orientation of your print object, or you can use a few little tricks within Cura. Now I do mostly stuff within Cura. There's a few tricks in Cura to eliminate the need for supports, or just say don't print supports. And also do some optimizations you can look at to help speed up your prints and save you some material. This is a pretty small object. I just want to use it as an example. As you see, it's only 25 by 34 by 28 millimeters. So it's not really large, but there are a lot of holes in it. And the idea is I want to address and use this as an example of what you can do to optimize your printing. So this piece, let's zoom in a little bit on it. So it's a bearing. So we have a hole right through the center for the linear bearing to be put through. There is a nut, a screw hole here that's actually threaded. You see the threads there to actually hold the bearing in place. And then we also have these fixed nut holes to allow to hold the nut in place and the screw to mount the bearing on the other side. I just got this out of Thingiverse to use as an example. Now, there's a few things we can do here. Everywhere that you see that's red requires support. So these require support. All of this is support. The threaded area requires support. Okay? And in most cases, I know my printer can actually cover these because it's a small part. I know the overhangs. I'm going to probably print this with PLA or PETG. And I know with regards to the size, the overhangs is not going to be an issue. Now, you could eliminate some of those support options by reorientating your part. So you know that this, because the angle of this, it requires some support. But I can change the angle of that by clicking here and tilting the part to about 45 degrees. Now these no longer need support anymore because of their angle. But I do need support here and here to hold up this side. So, and chances are there might be a need to print support all the way through the piece here because 45 degrees is doable, but it's on the edge. Some printers can do it, some printers can't. And depending on the size of nozzle you're using, it becomes easier with a larger nozzle than it is with a smaller nozzle. But again, you're dealing with the issue of having layer lines as well that you have to deal with. And if you want to fine-tune part, a small nozzle is where you want to go with a 0.4 or maybe even smaller. Let's orientate this back to the way it was. And let's look at some other options. So, as I said, if you normally do a preview of this, and I want to print this, let's do a quick slice. And slicing this will tell me it'll take about an hour and 47 minutes to print. Now that's not a lot of time. But if I look at the info, the little info bubble here, if I highlight over this, it'll tell me how much time I'm spending on support. So my support right now is 11% of my print time. It's not a lot, but it's something. And what if we can shave a few minutes off our print time and decrease the amount of material? Because I'm doing 10 grams of material here. Let's see if I can decrease it a little bit. And again, it's a small part, so there won't be much change. But let's look at these support options. Now, as I said, I sliced this, and if I look at it in preview, all of these holes here, because I have support turned on, all of these require the part support to be printed in these holes. It's wasting material. It means cleanup time I don't need to do, and I can eliminate those nice and easily. So I'll go back to our prepare. And let's look at putting in support blockers. Now, support blockers is a nice feature in Cura, and other slicers have this ability as well. So we select our main part. Now, if you haven't noticed, you have an object list here. If you expand that, you see your main part that you brought in. So if you select that, it selects the part. And I'm showing you that for a reason. As we go into doing adding our support blockers in here, you can actually leverage this object list to make your selections. It makes it a lot easier to make sure you're selecting the right part. So support blockers is here in Cura, this little icon here. So I click on the part I want to put support blockers on, click on support blockers, and click, and it creates a box. Now, this box as it is not big enough. So I want to resize it. So I've used, since this is the first one I put in, it's called eraser. I select eraser. And then I want to go to orientation first. So I want to make sure I move it up, so it's only covering the area I need. And I want to resize it, so I want to make it longer. Now, normally you have uniform scaling turned on. You do not want that turned on for here, because if that's enabled and I resize this, the whole thing resizes into one big box, and I don't want that. I only want it to cover the area I need. So I turn off uniform scaling, and now I'm going to expand it in the Z axis. Let's see how that looks. So it's covering the whole. I can reorientate it and move it up a little bit so it's not on the base, but that's fine. Spin around the other side to make sure it's covering the whole. Now if that's too big and I want to make it a bit smaller, I shrink it down a little bit and recenter it over the whole, and then check the other side to make sure it's covering everything. So that's one done. So let's do another. Again, we select our bearing. We don't want to select the support size, so select the bearing. And we put in another support blocker. We click here for our support blocker. Put in our support blocker. Let's orientate ourselves around a little bit. Now we want to resize this again. Again, uniform scaling is off. We shrink it down to the size we need. We don't want it overly big. And we also want it longer, and we want to move its position so it's in here. I might make this a little bit longer to cover all of the area, and then reposition it again. And again, to spin around. Now that's too high, so I need to move that down, and that's covering the whole there. I need a little bit wider on that, so I'll expand it a little bit. So it's covering all of the hole that's here where the nut would normally go, and it's also covering where the bolt would go through. So let's do the screw hole next. So this is threaded. As you see here, it is threaded on the inside. So getting support out of this is a pain because you have to deal with the threads, and you will print some support material into each of those threads, and it's very, very hard to get them out. So an easy way to, again, using support blocker, we can select the part, so our support blocker, click right here, and that covers the whole hole, but it's a bit too big. So let's it's eraser number 2, and you can see it because it's highlighted with the blue box. And we're going to change its size, and we're going to shrink it down. We're going to move it out first of all, because we don't want it blocking the inside, and it's not anymore. And that covers that area. And then finally we come over to do these two. So again, we select our bearing. We're not selecting that one. We want this bearing nut, and we support blocker. We're going to print it in here. Quick orientation. Select the object, which is number 3. We're going to resize it to here. We can also resize it here to 80% if you want to. So there's different ways of doing it. Let's zoom out. We get our resizing done easier. We want to make it longer, so we just drag this all the way out here, and then we put it into the position where we want it. And we move it up to cover, because the idea is to cover the whole hole that's here, the complete hole that's in there, without impeding into something else. So we come over to this side. It's covering all of this. That's perfect. And then we do our last one. Again, we select our bearing, put in our blocker, rotate ourselves around. It's eraser number 4, and we know we've selected the right one. We want to change its orientation, so we want to raise it up. We also want to resize it on the x-axis in this case, And it doesn't need to be precise to the edge. It just needs to cover the area that you wanted to stop printing support. Now this is a bit wide, so I'm going to shrink this down a little bit and do a quick move to center it over the hole, because I want to make sure that all the walls of my hole, so this one, see here, this little gap, so I click there and move it a fraction, or maybe I'll have to expand that one a little bit, expand it a little bit, so it completely covers all the walls on both sides. That's better. So that looks like the holes are completely blocked. Now this will still print. Now there is another area in here where there's little gaps inside the bearing, but I know my printer that this is a small area, so I can actually put a block all the way down through there as well. So let's put a block on the inside. If I slice this as it is, you will see that I will be printing support in these little gaps on the inside of my part as well. And I don't want to print support in here because it's a pain to get them out and it's waste material. So I have already decreased my print time down to 1 hour 33 minutes, and if I click my preview and we zoom in over here, you'll see I'm actually printing supports right here, and I don't want those. So we can actually remove those also by going back to our prepare. Again, select our bearing, get our support blocker, click it right there. Now this is our support blocker for this one part, and I want to make it longer in the Z axis. So I'm going to select that and make it much taller. And it's okay to have your support blockers overlapping as long as they're not overlapping in an area that you do need support. And I'm going to turn around and I'm going to reorientate this, so move it down. I can see that easily if I come out here. I can see that I'm actually passing through the part. And these are overlapping, but that's okay. I don't mind them overlapping. Now, again, I can duplicate that part. So if I move my orientation and come out here, because there's 3 of these areas in my part that need support, that will be getting support. Will be here, this one here, and there's also a channel over here. So if I select that part and I multiply the model by 1, now I have a copy of it. Now I don't have to resize it and do all of this stuff. I just need to put it in place. So using my orientation tool, I can simply drag this over here to where I need it. And it's a good idea because these are opposite each other, to get them roughly lined up. So now it won't print support there. And again, I can get number 5. I can multiply the model by 1. Move it out and orientate this. So now if I look underneath my part, I have these blocks in place. These need to come down a little bit, so I need to move that down a little bit because I want them to protrude out to the bottom, because there's nothing in there to support because it's on a flat surface, so it's supported by the base, so I don't need to worry about it. I need to zoom in to make sure I'm covering all of my part. It's good to have these to overlap a little bit because there's nothing in the middle to be supported anyway. And these are overlapping. That means all 3 areas where I need support on the inside have now been blocked. And once that's done, let me reslice again to see how long it takes. So I went from 10 grams material down to 8. I went from 1 hour and 45 minutes down to 1 hour and 23. And if I cover this, you'll see that my support is not listed. Just turn support off, but just as to give you an idea of what you can do with support blocker. So I know it's only 1 gram of material, but it's just shaved about 20 minutes off my print time, all by spending 5 or 10 minutes in here getting it ready before I slice. So now I've just saved myself not only 10 minutes time, I've saved myself some material, and I saved myself some cleanup, all because I put a bit of planning into my orientation and my support blockers prior to printing, because I know the abilities of my printer and what overhangs it can do and so on. Well, I hope you found this useful. Please click on the subscribe button below on YouTube, and also in the description you will find my Patreon link to my Patreon page. So if you want to help me keep this channel alive and do more and more helpful hints, as well as maybe getting into doing some reviews of different products, please click and subscribe to my Patreon and keep printing. Thank you.